This is the Simulation Football Minor League, presented by 8 p.m. Music on YouTube. Memphis and San Jose both received the short straw last week and took a season-opening loss. One of these clubs will get into the win column tonight. It's a battle between sea and air. River Runners, flight right now. Hello and good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Funk. We are live here in San Jose, California for another week of minor league football as the hometown flight look to get their offense going as they only managed 3 points on the board a week ago. And for the River Runners, it was the interception bug that plagued quarterback Cyrus Jive. Wade Phillips joins me in the booth tonight. Wade, tell me, which team rights the shortfalls from week one?
To me, I think San Jose might have the leg up just in the fact that their defense has been playing pretty well. They only gave up 10 points last game, whereas Memphis has, really the leg up on offense. However, I think the turnover really come into play where San Jose is +1, Memphis is -3 in the turnover game, and so I think San Jose has a chance if they can get their offense to, give them some breathing room. They have a real good shot.
Who has made the better week two adjustments? We're about to find out as Memphis will kick it off to San Jose to begin the football game. As here we go, we have kickoff in Southern California. Turn will get started from about the 8-yard line. Taking up the field is Marty Hampton, the third-string wide receiver. He gets taken down at the 26. And on to the field to start his opening drive is Jordan Sipe, who averaged just over 50% completion passing percentage a week ago.
Yeah, both of these quarterbacks got sacked twice in that first game. However, Jordan Sipe did not have a great game. He was just kind of not accurate and just really didn't have much to play with.
See what changes, although one thing going from he didn't throw the ball away to the opposition. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Week ago, it's a good opening run, though, from Josh Slapp. And possibly helping out that run department is the week 2 signing, Geronimo Rivera at fullback.
Absolutely. You know that whenever a fullback is thrown into the mix, that usually bumps up the yard total for the running backs. And really, anytime you get a fullback and a tight end on a team, you know that running game is going to play a step up.
Welcome to the SFLm, Mr. Rivera. Call on to will also go to Slap on his second carry of the ball game. Make him good for another couple of yards, brings up third down.
First gain was for 3 yards, that game for 2. So we'll see if maybe that yard per carry average picks up during this ball game. But really, it'll be interesting to see if this line for San Jose can get any push against this defensive line of Memphis.
It happens here, third down. Sipe looks near side into coverage, and it's in and off the midst of Anthony Delano, one of the 2 wide receiver stars here for this flight offense, and it's an early 3-and-out for the flight.
Yeah, and on that play, it looked like Jordan Sipe might have his first interception of the season because it was right at a defender for Memphis, but unfortunately Memphis's defender couldn't get a hand on it quite enough to get it, going the other way, whereas San Jose just gets that incompletion. Now they punt it away.
Opening drive punt for the flight, and Aaron Lind is on back at his own 16 to punt this one away. It's a high spiraling punt down the field for the River Runners return man, who hauls it in at the 36. That's Kent Harris. And on to the field comes Cyrus Jive and company. And we mentioned earlier it was those turnovers, maybe trying to do too much a week ago. Let's see if he turns it around here this week.
Yeah, it might have just been a case of him, like you said, trying to do too much, maybe stretch a 10-yard pass into an 18-yard pass, which in turn got intercepted and led to that 3-turnover day.
They start the drive with a single back set, 3 wide receivers in the formation. Jive looks near side. It's an early completion to the near side for Israel Adams, and that will get things going in the right direction for those River Runners.
Indeed, though, a great direction for Memphis and getting that first completion of the day, which sets the tone for your offense because, that builds confidence, which in turn Cyrus Jive can feed off that. And if he can just, do those completions where he's got those really surefire plays, it's going to really help this offense.
Meanwhile, Adams a week ago had over 200 yards through the air as they go with a run to GP Wells, and Wells has a lane to run. Nice blocking on the far side, and Wells is deep into San Jose territory.
That was a great job. All three facets of the offense right there. The line, the receivers and tight ends, and then the running back all playing into that. Got blocks from everybody, and really San Jose Flight defense was having a tough time getting a stop right there. They finally got him down, but this is not how San Jose wanted to start this ball game. But for Memphis, it has been a great early going in this ball game.
Plays in there on the opposite side of the 50 down to the San Jose 27. It's a free play as one of the defenders was easily offside. It's a nice grab over the middle by the man who made the excellent block to seal the edge for Wells. A play ago, Terrence Weary with the completion. They'll take the yards instead of the penalty.
It was a great job by Terrence Weary, really freeing that up and getting that first down. And really, Terrence Weary, 4 receptions on 6 targets in that first game. And in this ball game, he's already getting started and really getting his name out there.
Real Curse, the defensive end, also a new signing this week for San Jose. He gets called for the infraction. And let's introduce you to the rest of the River Runners offense. We've mentioned Cyrus Jive and GP Wells at quarterback and halfback respectively. Terrence Weary, Israel Adams are the wide receivers. And the one man we haven't mentioned so far today is Caesar Ackerman, the tight end, who had 2 receptions for 10 yards, both 5-yard receptions a week ago. Jive looks to throw, pot pressure coming, and he's going to be wrapped up and thrown down for sack number 1 of the day. Coming up the middle was Bill Delphi.
There it was. San Jose needed that. They needed a stop right there on a big play. They got it, and now Memphis gets another crack at it, though. But San Jose got that stop, and really, if their defense can get more of that, their offense is going to have at least a shot to maybe level this game up and keep it interesting.
Second and long. Memphis comes out with a bunch set near side. Jive, quick drop, looking for the outside route. That's caught and good enough for a couple of yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
3rd down. Ken Harris caught that. Looked like was interestingly very close. Oh, I know he dropped that. I'm sorry. My eyes deceived me. But, drop that. That's almost one of those where you want that almost as a gimme, but unfortunately the backup couldn't catch the ball, and now Memphis is staring at a 3rd down where it's 3rd and 15 after the big sack, and now, again, Memphis looking at a very tough 3rd down.
Well, both of us, partner. It happened so fast I thought he caught it. Now 3rd and long, 4 wide receivers and Jive under center. 5-step drop from Jive, looking for the corner route near side. Nice grab. He had to go up and get for it, did Adams, and he brings it down to the 2.
Great. It looked like a one-handed catch right there, which is the stuff of legends right there. Cyrus Jive put it where only the receiver could catch it. Granted, he caught it with, looked like one hand, but still, that is putting it where you need to. But great catch by Israel Adams, and now Memphis very much in a dangerous position, and San Jose needs some form of big play. Maybe get a stop here, maybe get a takeover. You never know.
He was one-on-one with the star corner, Jalen Young. We'll introduce you to the flight defense if we get a moment. But meanwhile, Wells up the gut is into the barn. Touchdown, Memphis.
That was a great job by the offensive line, really just opening up a giant hole for him to run through. He actually had a couple of holes, but that time San Jose's defense got just pushed right off the block, and Memphis, really, their offensive line opened up some big holes. Everybody was blocking, and that time GP Wells could just saunter into the end zone to make it 6-0.
6-0, and on comes Trillian Black, the kicker for these River Runners, to try and make it 7-0 here early on in the first quarter. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is through from Black, and it's 7-0 River Runners. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Black boots it downfield once again to get us going again as Hampton will start his return to the left side of the field right behind the 10. He can't escape the tackle by Brian Briggs at the 30, and that is where the flight will take over.
Yeah, San Jose's offense just couldn't get anything going on that first drive, and really that was the entire game that first week. Really, San Jose's offense just couldn't get anything rushing or passing. But fortunately, like we mentioned, no turnovers.
Wide split backfield and Sipe under center. Early hand up the middle for Slap, and Slap will pick up 3 before being met by a couple of River Runners defenders. And let's meet the rest of the flight offense. We mentioned Sipe, Rivera, and Slap, the quarterback, fullback, and halfback, respectively. The wide receivers are Anthony Delano and Logan Strange. And the tight end is DJ Bandit. Light back in this split backfield look. However, one of the wide receivers comes off, tight end comes on, but it's the same handoff up the middle for Slap, and they pick up another couple of yards, this time 2 on the carry, and it's 3rd and 5.
This sequence of events is eerily familiar from that first drive where it was 3-yard pickup followed by a 2-yard pickup, and we'll see how this 3rd down goes, but really it's very much familiar territory on this 3rd and 5.
Ethan Kai pointing out that I'm calling a game for my alma mater. The Memphis River Runners was the team that my player Mike Ryan was with when he was in the minors. So it's good to be calling the game for the River Runners as the pass over the middle is hauled in by Strange, and that's something we can see early and often from the San Jose Flight offense.
Yes, indeed. And not only to follow up your point about you playing for Memphis, my player played for San Jose, so it's a little bit of a welcome homecoming for me as well. So it'll be interesting to see how some of these players that were on there on that team last season where we made it to the finals, the championship game, see how some of those veterans play into this ball game.
Lots of connections, and there's no love lost between you and me there, Wade. I love calling a game with you, and it's a great homecoming for both of us, especially for you back home in your home stadium. Pass to the outside on the far side is hauled in by Delano. Pick up a 7 on the play.
And there we go. They needed that, and they got the first down, first of all, and now they got the 2nd and 3, so definitely sitting in a good position on a 2nd down, and now San Jose's, their playbook really opens up to where they can do just about anything to try to get this first down.
Backfield, 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. We'll see if they go up the middle again with the run. Indeed, they will with Slap. He makes a shifty move at the line of scrimmage to get a couple extra yards, maybe a pickup of 2. It'll be 3rd and short from the 43.
It was very close to a first down, get to agonizing close, in fact, but they need just a little bit more push up front to spring him for a first down on that play, but couldn't quite get it. But now on this 3rd and 1, they have a multitude of options to choose from.
Midway through the first quarter, thanks to everyone who's joined us live here in San Jose, here on YouTube chat. As the pass over the middle, tipped, bobbled, and still in the air, and somehow comes down with it. Does the tight end DJ Bandit tip drill at its finest, and the offense wins the battle.
How about that, partner? DJ Bandit just waited for the opportunity to pounce on the ball, caught it off the tip drill, and now that's a beautiful first down, and San Jose continues to fly down this field.
And the flight continue to fly, as you eloquently put it there, partner, as the run to the outside was Slap. He decides to bounce it inside, gets off a tackler, and is free to go to the barn. Touchdown, San Jose, but there's laundry on the field, and I think this one might be coming back.
Oh, just the worst luck if this is coming back. Oh, we'll see. Oh, no.
Multiple penalties. They point in the direction against the flight, and indeed it's a clipping penalty. So take the touchdown off the board and march the flight back a couple.
Oh, they had it. Josh Slap got the big gain right there for the touchdown. Unfortunately, like you mentioned, the lineman with the clip, now it comes back, and they have to try it all over again and make it a 1st and 20 on the Memphis 49-yard line.
Some would say it's 1st and a country mile to go. Split backfield, 3 wide receivers, dime look on the opposite side of the field. Quick drop here from Sipe. He finds his man to the outside, and it picks up 4 yards as the pass was caught by Logan Strange.
Yeah, Logan Strange caught that, but it's one of those that builds confidence because you see your receiver catch it, you've got the good distance, good accuracy, and you can just really build on that and continue to put it in the right places.
I formation here on 2nd and long. Coverage backs off about 5 to 8 yards. It's a swing pass for Slap on the outside. He gets off 1 tackler, but then is tackled at the 39, so another pickup of about 6 yards. But now you need to pick up 11. 2 short plays are nice, but you have to go get those yards here on 3rd down.
Absolutely, you said it. And now 3rd and 11. They have to get something that, picks up the pretty big gain. But so far, Josh Slapp has been running fairly tough and been picking up gain yards after the contact. So been doing a great job so far.
Have to get beyond the 30 to get into Simon Wells' range. As Sipe back to pass, deep shot to a wide open receiver in the middle. That's Delano, and Delano is down to the 3-yard line. An excellent play call. They broke that coverage wide open.
The leading receiver on this team, 7 receptions in the past game, picks up without a hitch, and that time picked up the huge gain of over 20 yards, took it down inside the 5-yard line. Now Anthony Delano sets up San Jose to look square at the end zone, and now this offense, it has a multitude of options to choose from when only needing 3 yards to get into pay dirt.
Lapp was robbed of a scoring touchdown a few plays ago. We'll see if they go back his way. Free play, slap up the middle. He's taken down behind the line of scrimmage, but as I think everyone in the stadium could see, there was a man that jumped a little bit too early, and it's a free play, and they'll just move the ball halfway to the goal line.
Yeah, and now it's an even easier first down where you get that again, and it's, half the distance, would you say? And now it's, first and goal from the 1.5-yard line. So, I mean, they have a plethora of options, and if they can just get that winning call, they'll get up there and tie this ball game up.
First and goal from just inside the 2-yard line. Split backfield, a staple of the San Jose offense. Goal line set for Memphis. Can they hold here? Handoff, slap up the middle, does battle in the trenches, but ultimately loses out to Kyrian Gates and company at the 1-yard line.
Excellent job by the Memphis defense to really stand strong, deliver a hit, and then everybody swarm to the ball and not let him, use that extra momentum to get into the end zone.
Second down from the 1-yard line. Sipe changing the play at the line. Quick drop, pass outside, and it's a good change up from the quarterback. He finds DJ Bandit for his first touchdown of the season, and the San Jose Flight are just 1 point away from tying this thing up again.
Great call by Jordan Sipe to change the play up. He saw the mismatch where DJ Bandit was open with no one covering pre-play, and then Jordan Sipe saw the mismatch, changed the play, and then targeted the tight end for the touchdown, and that's exactly what San Jose needed to get right back in this ballgame, and now they're sitting at, an extra point away from tying this ballgame up once again, making it a brand new ballgame.
On comes Simon Wells to try and tack on the extra point. Snap is low, spot is good, kick is up, and it's through, and we're all tied up at 7 apiece, and that was a very stellar drive from the Flight there, Wade.
It was. They did a great job to string that drive together. They got the big mistake where they had the touchdown originally, which would have, gave them a lot more time to work with in this first quarter. But, hey, they'll take this touchdown because they were denied that first one. But, hey, the second time's a charm, baby.
And even before that, they had that interesting tip drill play, which the Flight were able to come away with it. Strangely enough, it was DJ Bandit who came away with that. So he caps off the drive with a touchdown, and now the Memphis River Runners will get the ball back at the 27 with 1:18 left to go here in the opening frame.
You said that was the drive of DJ Bandit really making that drive happen and capping it off with the touchdown.
Now on come the River Runners. Both teams have made their opening salvo, and we're still right back as we started, all tied up. The score has changed, but we're still tied here at 7 apiece. And here come the River Runners. From their own 27, 2 wide receivers near side in an ace formation. Jive over the middle, and his receiver has to dive for it. That's Weary making the nice grab.
Cyrus Jive had all the time in the world to make a decision where to throw it because he stood back there for, seemed like 9-10 seconds almost, and just stood back there, picked his spot, and found the open man for the 8-yard gain.
Second and short from their own 35, with just under 50 seconds left to go. Drive to throw. Pressure coming, and he's sacked for number 2 of the day. And the flight defense, and we can talk all day about Buster Johnson, picks up sack number 1 of the season.
Yes, we can. He got it right there, got the sack, and that time Cyrus Shive just couldn't quite come up with the decision where to throw it. On that play before, he had all the time in the world and eventually found the open man, but on that time, it seemed like the coverage really did a great job in forcing that sack.
3rd and 6. The San Jose defense hold. Pressure coming from the outside. Jive hit as he throws. And the ball hits the turf as the other defensive end, or one of the defensive ends, Jabril Curse, comes away with the pressure, and he'll force Memphis to trot out the punting unit.
And that was an absolutely huge play by the Week 2 signee, Jabril Curse, absolutely coming in big in his first action of the season and makes the stop right there to force them into the 4th and 6. Great job.
On comes Jack Keener, the punter, for his first action of the ball game. From his own 16, will send this one away. Hampton will get his chance to return it from his own 29, makes a man miss, and it's a relatively decent return for Hampton up to the 35-yard line.
Absolutely, a decent 6-yard gain gets him to the 35-yard line of the San Jose, their own 35-yard line, and really pretty good field position. I'd say probably, what would you say, Tyler, their best of the day?
I would have to agree, their best of the day, this close to the 50. We'll probably just see one play before we hit the end of the quarter. Sipe in the gun, backs to his left and right. Quick drop, has time, pressure now coming. Flag on the play. He finds Slap on the near side. Will pick up about 5 yards, but we'll have to see what R62 has to say on the penalty. They're going to get offensive holding on Sherman, Illinois, the tackle, and that's going to put San Jose back a little bit.
Yeah, Sherman, Illinois really kind of let him down right there with the hold. But unfortunately for San Jose, the play didn't get him much anyway either.
We're all tied here to end the first quarter. River Runners 7, Flight 7. You're watching the Simulationfl Minor League here on YouTube, and we'll keep it here as we enter the second quarter. Glad to have you along with us. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Wade Phillips. The commissioner, Cameron Irvine, is our producer this evening, making us sound and look much better than we actually are. And Sipe is under shotgun here to begin the quarter. Sipe looks to throw over the middle into coverage, and he threw it right to the defender. Going the other way with it is Kyrian Gates, and they'll set up shop in the San Jose red zone.
And Jordan Sipe just, threw it an errant pass that was right at the defender. I don't know what he saw, but it looked like maybe Logan Strange was going right behind the linebacker, but right there looked like he read it perfectly, stayed right in the path of the ball, intercepted it, and then took off for a couple of yards and set him up on the San Jose 15-yard line.
They like to send Logan Strange in on those post routes, and Gates read that one perfectly. Now the River Runners on the San Jose 15. Cyrus Jive over the middle. He has his man. It's a 1st and goal coming up as Caesar Ackerman, the tight end, hauls it in.
A great job by Caesar Ackerman to catch that in the space. Looked like the defense might have been running a zone right there, and Ackerman was able to get in front of the defender, catch it, and really stretch out there and make it a 1st and goal.
Real quickly, let's get you introduced to the rest of the flight defense. Buster Johnson, Jabril Curse, the defensive lineman, Aaron Gooden, the linebacker, Jalen Young, the corner, Bryant James is the safety, and the pass over the middle is incomplete. Flores was in on the coverage, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, that was Hunter Flores right there, 6'2", free safety, backup, got in there and knocked the ball loose, which is exactly what San Jose's defense needed, and not let Memphis get any closer to this end zone.
Jive under center now. 2 backs in the backfield in the old-fashioned far formation. Jive looking for the end zone. He finds Ackerman. Touchdown, River Runners. It's an opening play. 2-3 play drive, and both completions were to Caesar Ackerman.
Yeah, he showed up big right there on that drive, and San Jose's defense had no real kind of counter for him because he was able to run pretty much unchecked on that play to catch that touchdown in the end zone. But really great job by Caesar Ackerman to, make himself a huge target, only 6'1", but that time you wouldn't know it. You'd think he'd 6'5", catching those, no problem.
On comes Trillian Black to tack on the extra point. Snap spot, kick is up and it's good, and the River Runners take the lead here on the road. It's 14-7. Are you a next level SFL fan? Visit the SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player and to join our community. Check out League Leaders. We've got stats from all 17 seasons of SFL action and track game, season, and career numbers of all the players over time who have gone from couch to field. The Simulation Football League, 17 seasons strong, as Black boots it downfield once again, and Marty Hampton gets his return started, takes it up to about the 27 before he's eventually stopped by the defensive tackle Stephen Johns, and Sipe and company retake the field after Sipe threw an errant ball to Carrion Gates to end that drive.
Absolutely. Jordan Sipe wants to correct that last drive and give us more of the drive right before that where they scored the touchdown.
Weak guy, two tight ends to the near side. Weak guy is in the direction of the far side. Slapped with the call up the middle, and he gets good pressure and good blocking from his offensive line up the gut. Picks up 6 on play number 1.
He did get great, blocking to spring him for that 6-yard gain, which he used all the speed he had to really burst through that hole and pick up all 6 yards of it.
Second and 4 from their own 32. It's going to be a stretch play near side for Slap, and Slap will get the first down yardage and maybe 1 or 2 more before being taken down by TJ Frosty and Laquan Smith.
That was definitely another play that San Jose needed. They needed another first down, and to get it on the ground by Josh Slap is absolutely the icing on the cake because they really want to get this run game going, burn some clock, and really not let Memphis have any, time or area to run on and really give them no area to operate.
Shotgun look here as the corners play bump coverage on the outside. Sipe looking deep over the middle. It's nearly caught by TJ Bennett, and that would have been a spectacular one-handed grab, but he's leveled by Daniel Goldman as the pass was arriving.
That was a great job by the center fielder right there to play safety blanket and not let the receiver get it. He was the lone high safety, it looked like, and did his job to perfection right there and knocked that pass down incomplete.
After the big pass play that ultimately went for naught, the flight will line up in the eye. Nickel look from Memphis to try and counter. They're going to go the swing pass to Slap, and reading that one perfectly on the outside, which will ultimately go for nothing. Roy Vance, the corner, was able to stop Slap.
Absolutely. That was a great stop by Roy Vance to really one-on-one tackle, put that onto Josh Slap. Great job. It's always commendable when a corner gets a one-on-one tackle on a running back.
Sipe on third down, looking, he is picked off again and going the other way. This is a foot race to the end zone, and depending on the penalty, this one might be coming back, but they might be set up in the red zone once again. They're going to get intentional grounding, possibly?
No, roughing
the passer.
Yeah, that's a bailout. Absolutely bailed out right there on San Jose is by Memphis's defense, because that was an interception that put the Memphis offense would have put them on, where the 15-yard line, but instead the defensive player gets the head-scratching play where he didn't have to do that, but he did it, and now San Jose keeps the ball.
Now I'm a little concerned on that call. By that point, the ball's already left the quarterback's hand. It's in the possession of the defense at the time of the hit. Would you consider that a block, or is that still roughing the passer even after the throw. We'll find out later as Sipe over the middle on a second chance opportunity will find Logan Strange, and they're down near the red zone of the River Runners.
Me personally, I think that might have been a block and not necessarily a roughing the passer, but hey, they called it, and now we have to go on, and Logan Strange makes the most of that opportunity, gets behind the defense and catches it, it takes off, and now they're very much threatening this Memphis defense.
They're trying to retie up this football game and keep the teeter-totter battle going. Coverage backs off. They hand off to slap up the middle. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for a pick at the 3.
Been a really good job by San Jose's offense to really keep the running game involved, and it's really paid off because they've had some breaks here and there where they've had some big games. The defense of Memphis has been bailed out by a penalty, but hey, so has San Jose's offense.
Wide receivers and Sipe in the gun. Here on second down, he's back to pass, slants pattern over the middle, and it's bobbled and dropped by Gary Walters. And there's pressure in the area. Defenders around him had a lot of footsteps in his helmet.
Absolutely. There was a lot of traffic in the area, and he just couldn't come down with it. Might have heard some footsteps like you mentioned, or might have just, lost his concentration, tried to run before he caught the ball.
Third down now here for San Jose. 4 wideouts, and Sipe again in the gun. Dime look from the River Runners. Pass over the middle. That's hauled in at the 5, and calling forward to the 3 is Anthony Delano, and it's a big third down conversion for the Flight.
That roughing the passer has played huge on this drive, because just imagine, Tyler, they had that turnover, which now the penalty wipes it out, and now they're driving, and they're on the 3-yard line now. So it's absolutely a huge turn of events. Memphis's defense bailed out the offense of San Jose, and now San Jose is knocking on the door.
And the River Runners hold and keep what could have been drive from scoring points against them. Handoff, slap up the middle, and the defensive line holds strong. Holding up, slap behind the line of scrimmage. It's Johns in the tackle, and it's 2nd and goal.
Right there, it was a great job by Memphis to get that stop behind the line for the negative 1-yard play. And now Memphis, if they can just hold on tight, get the stop, they're still very much ahead in this ballgame.
Offset single back look, 2 wide receivers. Gonna run with slap up the middle. He spins his way through the defense, and San Jose will make the second chance count, and the Flight are on the board again.
And he whipped out the dirty bird on that celebration. I haven't seen that in a while, but hey, great job by the offensive line to really spring the block, open up the holes, and that time, great job by Josh Slapp to just punch it in, got the spin move to free him, and he just walked into the end zone, touchdown. Great job, San Jose Fly, to really make up for that, what would have been a giveaway, and then to just drive down the field and punch it in. Great job.
6.5 to go here in the second quarter, so still plenty of action left to go here in San Jose. Simon Wells' kick is up and good, and we're all tied up at 14 apiece here in Southern California. Listen up, SFLmers. The season continues next week with 4 games in week 3. Saturday, October 30th, and times to be determined. You can watch every single SFL minor league game here on the SFL's YouTube channel. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit the notification bell to receive updates. Help the league get to 5,000 subscribers during the SFLm's 4th season. The SFL Minor League, where football dreams begin and another return starts for the River Runners. Kent Harris, who makes a man miss in his return, nets positive, and it's a good little return up to the 38-yard line.
Very good return. In that, other than the interception, that puts them on their best return field position to start a drive.
Brand new set of downs and a brand new drive here for the River Runners, and Cyrus Jive will go back under center. 2 wide receivers, tight end flex to the near side. 2 backs in the backfield. Linebackers show blitz to the left and up the middle. Handoff, Wells. He struggles out of a tackle for the moment, but then is taken down by his shoelaces after a pickup of 2.
That was a good job by the defense to stay strong in the gaps and maintain their gap assignments, which forced the running back to go out and really couldn't get any running room, only 2 yards, but the defense did a great job to tackle him and limit it to 2 yards.
Tight end's only one wide receiver on the field. He's stretched out to the far side of the formation. Jive to throw. Pressure coming. It's a dump off near side for Wells. Wells tries to spin back upfield, but he's taken down after a short pickup. Maybe another only 2 yards on the play. He's brought down by Bryant James and company.
It was a really good job by the quarterback. Really, Cyrus Jive did a great job stepping up and making himself a small target so that the defense couldn't get their hands on him. But a great job getting the ball out and picking up what they could.
They get past their own 48 to convert. Jive looking far side of the out route. It's caught by Adams, but a yard shy of the marker. 4th and 1 on your own side of the field here, Wade. Decision time here early on in this football game.
That's a tough one because if I'm on their side of the field, I might go for it, but on this, I'm probably going to just err on the side of caution and punt it away. Oh, they are going to go for it, though. Good job.
We'll see what they do here. We've seen a couple of teams play the I want you to jump offside game. We might see them go ahead and hike it. Under 8 seconds to go here on the play clock. Good discipline being showed by San Jose, and Jive is forced to waste a timeout. And they're going to go ahead and now, after taking a little bit more time off the clock, they're going to go ahead and bring on the punting unit.
Yeah, on that, since this is the first half, I mean, at least take your shot, shoot your shot, and try it out. But if not, you call a timeout and you still get to punt it away. But, hey, it's worth a shot. Maybe get them to jump off sides. But, hey, it works when it works, and when it doesn't, it's just you burn a timeout.
On comes Jack Keener for his second punt of the ball game. He'll stand at about his 32-yard line as now the San Jose offense with the return will try and make something happen. Pressure comes, but Keener's able to get it away for Hampton to start his return inside his own 20. He jukes into the tackle there at the 22. Tackle made by Rich Lerner. And on comes the flight offense again. It was a drive of second chances here on that controversial last drive win.
It was, because we saw the big second chance after the interception for them to spring it for a touchdown after that big Logan Strange reception.
They do here on this new drive. Sipe looks far side, caught. Anthony Delano, good for 5.
Yeah, and he's done a great job, about around 15 yards per catch. I make that about 16 yards per catch. And he's done a great job making the most of his receptions and picking up big yards after the catch.
See at the bottom of your screen a lot of free agent moves. One that I haven't seen mentioned on there is Colin Hart, the longtime running back for Sioux Falls, has announced that he is leaving South Dakota and will try and take his talents elsewhere, as Slap gets the call, gets maybe a yard. And as we take a look at these minor leaguers and how well they play and how well they interact with the community here, Wade, there's a very limited spot for skill position players on the opposite side of the football in the major league.
Absolutely, because some of those precious positions are filled by some really good players, so it's going to be tough to supplant one of those, more established players.
Out route pass, trying to find Delano, is going to be caught, but just a little bit too far out of bounds, so they'll rule it incomplete, and on comes the special teams unit for the flight.
Definitely, and really on the San Jose 28, you have to punt it away, because this is just one of those, places where you don't even try.
Well, thanks to Tyrone Jones here in the comments section here on YouTube. You're letting us know the game that's also going on the SFL YouTube channel. Lexington on the road in Ottawa has taken it to them there in the first quarter. 14-0, the Miners are up as the return gets started for the River Runners return man, Kent Harris. He can't make too much or too heads or tails of the return, taken down at the 36.
Yeah, right there. He was swarmed as soon as he caught it, put his head up, and then immediately was met by some San Jose special team unit players. And really now Memphis has to start this drive and really get something going, because it's a tie ball game, and there's only 4 minutes left in this first half.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Wait, exactly 4 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Out route near side. That's caught. for the River Runners. That's Kent Harris, who just made the return. He gets into the action, picks up 4 yards before walking out of bounds.
And that's exactly what they needed. Caught the ball, went out of bounds, stops the clock. Only 4 seconds go off the clock, and now it's 2nd and 6. And Memphis very much alive in this drive and in a territory where they can pretty much make it a 4-down territory.
Offset eye behind Cyrus Jive here on 2nd down. 3 wide receivers out in the formation. It's going to swing pass near side for GP Wells. He spins inside, gets around 1 man, but is taken down by Justin Harris after a pickup of a couple. That 3rd and short upcoming pretty much opens up the entire playbook.
Absolutely. And so far, Tyler, Cyrus Jive hasn't thrown an interception, knock on wood, but in that game prior, he was maybe trying to do a little too much. In this game, very much playing within himself and able to complete passes.
This table in front of me is plastic. I can't knock on wood for Jive as he passed over the middle, and nearly a commentator's curse. And it's deflected by Aaron Gooden, and it falls incomplete mercifully for Cyrus Jive.
If I didn't have to talk, I would just shut my mouth. But unfortunately, that's where we're at. But hey, right there, threw it to the open defender and almost took it the other way. But now, 4th and 2, they're going to punt it away. And San Jose does a great job getting the stop. And San Jose's offense is going to get another crack at trying to get another touchdown on the board.
Unlike the previous drive, they're just going to trot out the punting unit straight away as Keener, who now has punt number 3 under his belt, successfully sails that one away down for Hampton, and Hampton tried to turn upfield, gets tackled at 25, and the flight offense retakes the field after both teams now trading 4 and outs after what has been a pretty steady football contest.
Absolutely. It's been a great game on both offense and defense. We've seen a little bit of everything, really. Seen the big pass yards, big run plays, and now San Jose is going to get another try and try to march down the field.
14 all as the flight begin the drive here in the 2nd quarter. Pass near side for, I believe that's Slap. Yes, that is. He gets taken down behind the line by Matt Anderson, the linebacker for the River Runners.
Yes, it was a great job by Matt Anderson to get that stop him behind the line to where it's a 2nd and 11. And San Jose, it just seems like on these past few drives, just can't leave their own territory.
Tyrone Jones over there multitasking. Thank you to Mr. Jones. He lets us know that Brooke Beisel, the halfback turned kicker, the halfback, I believe, for the River Runners a season ago, or that might have been Salt Lake City. I get my Reds sometimes mixed up. She connects on a 26-yard field goal, and Lexington pushes their lead out to 17. Slap tried to make a play on the near side, gets a couple, and it brings up 3rd down.
He did, and now it's a 3rd and 4, very manageable 3rd down, but really they need something happening to get this 1st down.
Coverage backs off about 9 yards, separate the wide receivers and the defensive backs. As Slap gets the call on 3rd down, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 4th down as we approach the 2-minute warning. Here in San Jose, the River Runners will get the ball back after the punt from San Jose. You're watching the SFL Minor League here on YouTube. Two minutes to go here in California. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Wade Phillips, and the Commissioner Cam Irvine is our producer. Thanks for joining us this Thursday evening. Glad you could join us wherever you might be watching us from, either tonight or somewhere down the line. Return goes forward, and then running backward, trying to make something happen, was Kent Harris, and ultimately they'll give him forward progress back up to that 29-yard line.
He was trying to hit that corner, just unfortunately San Jose's special teams unit got right there to him and brought him down. And now Memphis, their defense did their job and got the stop to force the punt. And now Memphis' offense has to do something to milk this clock and not leave San Jose any room to operate in this 1st half.
Drive to throw here on 1st down. Looking for the far side as the crossing route was Caesar Ackerman. He picks up 3 before being brought down. The SFL Network on Twitch will have the 5 and 4 matchup of the quarterfinals weekend when the 5th seed Vancouver Legion goes south to face the 4th seed Mexico City Aztecs in an international clash. The winner will take on winner of Las Vegas, Baltimore. Coverage begins Saturday, October 23rd at 4 p.m. Eastern with a live game day wrap-up to follow that will get you ready for Sunday's quarterfinal doubleheader on For the Fans. Second out play, Jive jumps out of the pocket, looking near side to a comeback route, is incomplete to Kent Harris, and it brings up third down.
Yeah, they went to him, and now it's incomplete, which stops the clock and leaves San Jose life in this first half, which Memphis really, they need to kind of do what they can to kind of run this clock out a little bit more and not, leave themselves in a hole in that second half.
Now when you're on third down, the flight defense looking to put the Memphis River Runners offense off the field to try and make their own 2-minute drill drive come to fruition. Bunch set near side, single back is split off sidecar to the right behind Jive. Jive to throw. Looks over the middle, and it's a nice, easy completion to Israel Adams, who crosses the midfield stripe into San Jose territory and down at the 46-yard line.
That was a great play call by Memphis. The bunch formation kind of sprung the receiver because we had the two players stop, and then he was running over the middle. The defender didn't quite get the zone over there to cover that ball, and that was a great throw, and now sets him up with a first down in San Jose territory and with over a minute to still go. So great job, and now Memphis very much threatening again.
Wide receivers near side, single back ace formation with GP Wells split off to the left behind Jive. Jive looks to throw over the middle. He'll find Adams again near the sticks, tackled maybe a note card shy of the line to gain. They'll hustle back to the line. Jive to throw again. Looks over the middle again for Adams, but reading it wisely was the linebacker for San Jose, Philadelphia.
Yeah, sounds a bit like someone I know. And at that time, Philadelphia got his hand on it and did a great job to stop that pass and break it up. And now San Jose does a great job to force his third and inches, and it's going to be, force Memphis to do something to pick up this first down.
I wonder if that man you're mentioning has a last name of Collins. I might have to get in touch with that. Deep throw over the middle. One-handed grab is hauled in by Sean Brule, the backup tight end.
And now they continue to march.
Again, Jive to throw. This time finds Wells on the near side. He runs out of bounds, which stops the clock, but does take them back to the 10-yard line.
Absolutely. So it has to be 10 yards for this touchdown, whereas before, it was 9 yards. But hey, if they can punch it in, it won't matter. But if, those few yards can definitely pay a big difference whenever you don't have maybe the most faith in your special teams unit.
35 seconds left to go on the ticker. Second and goal from the 10. Jive looks to throw over the middle. Caught! Touchdown, River Runners! As he finds the other tight end. All three tight ends getting in on the action tonight. Corey House with the reception.
You said it. All three tight ends get involved in the game. Memphis going to everybody on their offensive roster. And that time, the tight end catches it for a touchdown. And that's 2 tight end touchdowns for Memphis today. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, the River Runners jump out again. Here now, pending this trillion black extra point, back out to a 7-point lead, which has been the biggest lead that their team has had today. Snap spot, Black's kick is up and through, and the River Runners back out to that 7-point lead. It's 21-14 with 31 seconds left to go. And it was a fantastic drive, a very composed drive, which we thought might have ended early, but credit these River Runners for marching down the field and tacking on 7.
Absolutely. You said it. It was very methodical. They chewed up as much clock as they possibly could, which, when you think about it, maybe about 1:30 right there for that drive, which doesn't leave San Jose much room to operate. And now San Jose has to come up with something to maybe get themselves tied up going into halftime. If not, they can at least maybe string together a drive that, shows them what they can do in the second half to maybe make Memphis's defense pay a little bit.
Solid return for Hampton gets San Jose starting off the drive at their own 35. And one thing they do have going for them, Wade, is all 3 of their timeouts lay in their possession. 26 seconds, that's plenty of time for them to march down the field if they use the clock wisely. Instead, the run was slapped near side. He gets a nice little hole, and I was thinking they might throw the ball, but credit the offensive coordinator for mixing it up. They get a decent gain on first down, but they still haven't called a timeout. 12 seconds to go. Now Sipe to throw. Looking near side. That's caught by Delano, and he trots out of bounds, and they're on the opposite side of the 50 down to the 48. So it's been 2 plays, which to some people's concern might have taken a little bit extra time off the clock, but still a solid opening drive.
Absolutely. They're stringing together a drive, and the pass play gets it out of bounds, so that stops the clock at 8 seconds. But hey, if they can get a few more yards, maybe call a timeout there in field goal range for sure.
Back off into deep coverage, giving the wide receivers about 10 yards. Another out route near side, hauled in by Strange, picks up 6 with 4 seconds to go. They're on the 43. They might try and heave-ho this one down to the end zone, the good old Hail Mary, or if they get a playoff in time, they might decide to try and get field goal. Wade,
yeah.
What do you do here?
Yeah, maybe go for try to get someone to jump off sides, put you even closer to field goal range. But hey, I'm going for it all. Going for, chuck it and pray.
To possibly tie up the football game as we enter halftime. Sipe loads, fires to the end zone, into coverage. A diving attempt by receiver goes for naught as the ball falls to the turf. And we enter halftime with the River Runners on the road. And they have a 21-14 lead here to end the first half. Wade, your thoughts here as we go into the halftime break.
It's been a better job by both these clubs in this game versus their week 1 performance, where San Jose just could not get anything going on offense. And this game, they've done a good job. They've gotten some points. They've got 14 points, which blows away their week 1 performance. But Memphis's offense has done about what we thought they would, because in that first week, they did a great job. They just had the turnovers. And in this game, still, Cyrus Jive hasn't turned it over, and so far they're ahead. And San Jose, meanwhile, has the 2 interceptions, which have really, the interception that kind of shot themselves in the foot, and which might be the deciding factor so far, where Memphis is 7 ahead.
And you did say that there were possibly 2 interceptions, but as we all know, there was a little bit of controversy with one of those interceptions, which ultimately led to it being tied at 14 at one point.
Yeah. They had the interception, which would have definitely set up Memphis in great position. But then San Jose gets the break, and then they get the big pass play to Logan Strange, and then cap it off with a touchdown that ties up the ball game. And then Memphis, in that last drive of the first half, drives down the field, puts the points on the board, and now they're ahead by 1 big touchdown.
Now, as we approach the beginning of the second half, I have to say that both offenses, even with maybe a couple of mistakes from Jordan Sipe here or there, both offenses look much improved from week 1.
Absolutely. Night and day for both clubs, because Cyrus Jive doing a great job holding on to the ball, and also San Jose's offense just doing a much 100% better job on offense, just being able to put points on the board, march down the field, get the running game involved, and which will throw off the defense where they can't just focus on stopping the pass.
The Flight received the ball in the first half, so they'll kick it away here in the second, here in San Jose, California. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Wade Phillips. Thanks for joining us, and welcome back to minor league football here in week 2 in season 4 of the SFLm minor league. And we're underway once again here, this time in the second half of action. Return goes to about the 28-yard line before return man is hit. That's Kid Harris. And the River Runners will take over right there in their opening drive, led by Cyrus Drive. Will go a long way to tell whether or not the Memphis River Runners are content with sitting with this lead here, Wade, or do they want to extend it?
You absolutely said it. You will see how this drive will dictate how this second half is going to turn out for Memphis.
Quick drop, dump off over the middle is incomplete. They tried to connect with Tony Pagilla, and it goes for naught, second down.
Absolutely. Tony Paglia almost caught it on the quick pass, but fortunately for San Jose, just couldn't come up with the completion, and now San Jose gets a break, and it's 2nd and 10, and Memphis going to try to get something that gets them a first down and eventually a touchdown.
There's a lot of alumni showing up in this game. We got you and me, both alums of either club, and Jason France, one of the tight ends for Memphis at one point. Oh, a deep pass over the middle, trying to find Sean Brule, who had the incredible catch earlier, unable to haul in that diving attempt.
Absolutely, and that was the backup tight end, like you mentioned, that caught the big pass earlier, but that time just couldn't quite come down with it. And Memphis showing very much so that they're willing, at least Cyrus Jive in particular, willing to target a multitude of receivers.
One set near side, 3rd down coming up. Jive to throw, looking for the corner route, and no, they tried to run that go route on the far sideline. The arm strength was there, maybe not the speed of the wide receiver. Can't really fault either guy there, but it ends up in a quick 3 and out on the opening drive.
Absolutely not, because they took their shot, they tried it, and were almost successful in it, but that time they took their shot, and they know that, hey, maybe that's there later on in the ball game if they need it.
Jack Keener, he's been a busy man today. Make this his 4th punt of the ball game. Now the return will be Marty Hampton. He'll get his return start from the 31. Can't make much of it, up to the 35-yard line. And now the Flight will have a chance with their opening possession here in the second half to try and retie up this football game.
And to me, it'll be which offense do we see from San Jose? Which drive do they replicate? Is it one of the turnovers or is it one of the touchdowns? And I guess we're going to see, starting with this drive right here.
Find out. 3 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield. Nickel look from the River Runners defense. Sipe tries to find a man over the middle into double coverage. It's still loose, but it does finally end up hitting the turf. We look at Logan Strange's numbers today. He's been targeted 6 times. He's caught 4 of them, but the times he hasn't is when Sipe throws into double coverage like this.
Absolutely. He's trying to maybe pinpoint one of his favorite targets. Unfortunately, the defense might see those eyes drift over towards Logan Strange, and then they kind of shadow him and get their hands on it. And it's been the case a few times so far today.
He's been one of the more favorable targets for Jordan Sipe. Last week, 13 targets, only was able to catch 5 of them. This week, working on a much better percentage to target to completion ratio. Now the run was slapped. He tries to bounce it out to the near side, and he's taken down after a shallow pickup of 1 by Roy Vance and a host of River Runner defenders, and it brings up 3rd down.
So far, San Jose's offense just hasn't quite got it going in this second half, and really, I can guarantee that in that halftime talk that they were trying to figure some stuff out to maybe get ahead and stay ahead.
Back to throw on 3rd down. Has his man, but he's well short. Good containment there from the defense as Vern Zales, comes in with the reception, but both teams will trade 3 and outs to begin the second half of action.
Yes, they will. And so far, it's been, both these teams kind of putting the feelers out and trying to feel out these other defenses in the second half, knowing that each team has made adjustments. So it'll be interesting to see when one of these teams breaks through and maybe puts a big score on the board.
Almost no return on that one for Kent Harris. Maybe a return of 2 to the 26, and the River Runners will take over. Next Level Sports continuing coverage of the SFL postseason resumes next Saturday, October 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern with your playoff pregame primer at SFL Studios, followed by kickoff of the first quarterfinal game of the weekend at 1:30 Eastern, featuring Arizona traveling to Atlanta. To find Next Level Sports channels on your devices, visit itsnextlevel.com so you don't miss a minute of action.
Israel Adams caught that, and now he's got around, I want to say, about 11 yards per catch. So he's done a great job. Anytime he catches it, it seems it's a first down. So really great job by the offense to target him for the big first downs.
9 men in the box. They try to counter Wells, but Wells sneaks through a hole, and he has a nice pickup down to the 42.
And we mentioned it, Tyler. Memphis's offensive line and just blockers in general have been doing a great job today, springing him for those big gains, because the line and blockers have been doing a great job springing him and opening up big lanes for him to run through and target these defensive backs and try to hurt him.
Rips near side, jive under center. Here on a new set of downs. Be a handoff for Wells, but leaving so many men on the outsides, you're vulnerable to being overloaded with linebackers, and indeed that's the case, as one of them gets in with the stop. That's Philadelphia with the tackle.
Philadelphia, the legend, got back there and got the tackle, and really San Jose's defense still doing a good job in the second half of limiting Memphis to, not really any big play so far.
8 men in the box here for the flight. As the flight come out with a bunch set to the far side. Jive goes down, and it's Philadelphia again. Sack number 2 of the ball game.
Where was this production for a 54 last year? Philadelphia Collins couldn't do this, but this Philadelphia guy, he's just lighting people up. And my goodness, he is playing like a man possessed. And so far, Memphis, on this drive in particular, have not had a response for him. And he's just been back there making plays.
2 sacks of the day for Delphi, 3 in total for the flight. 3rd and 15. Jive on the run, trying to fire, and that one was an ill-advised throw. Threw across his body and almost directly into Justin Harris, and the flight have the ball back.
Absolutely, Tyler. Cyrus Jive maybe tried to do a little too much right there. We mentioned it earlier. When he stays within himself, he's doing pretty good, but right there tried to make something happen and made the off-balance throw, which just went into the hands of the San Jose defense, and now San Jose's offense gets it right back in a position where they can do some damage.
A sluggish start here to the second half, where both clubs haven't found any traction on offense. Can the flight change it? Offset eye behind Sipe. It'll be a handoff for Slap, and he's taken down in the backfield. Loss of 1 on the play as the River Runners defense gets home. That's Matt Anderson with a tackle.
That was an excellent job by Memphis's defense, really responding to the interception by the offense and really showing that, hey, they're not going to give up. If the offense is going to give it back to San Jose, the defense of Memphis is going to show up big and try to force this and force the takeaway.
Sipe looks far side. That's caught by Logan Strange. Pick up a 4 as he trots out of bounds, and it makes 3rd down that much more manageable.
Absolutely. And that was another target to Logan Strange. Again, the number 1, it seems, receiver for San Jose. And again, now it's 3rd and 6, and San Jose needs to come up with something that at least gets them a first down, because they can very much do some damage. They've done it so far in the first half. We need to see more of it in this second half.
2 wideouts, split backfield. They're going to try and run for it, and Slap is going to go nowhere. Stop up at the line of scrimmage again by Anderson and company. Kyrian Gates, who had the interception earlier, also in on the tackle, and it's 4th down.
There was absolutely nowhere to run on that play, and it was just a brick wall up there for Josh Slap to run through. Unfortunately, he got tackled, stopped in 4th and 6, and they got to punt it away again.
And again sends it away to Kent Harris, who this time will call for the fair catch at his own 23-yard line. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6, the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. Sector 6 features replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6, 97 Sports Promotions, and the SFL. 1st and 10 for the River Runners. Jive, wide open man, it's a diving catch that was caught, but hitting the turf, the ball falls loose, and it's incomplete on what would have been a spectacular play.
Absolutely would have been stuff of legends, but that time caught it, but then the turf forced the incompletion, and now Memphis looking at a 2nd and 10, but hey, they can definitely do something. They've, throughout this game have had some luck.
Go to the ground this time, and Wells tried to snake his way through, can only pick up 2 before being depleted at the 24, taken down by the San Jose outside linebacker Aaron Gooden. 3rd down.
It was a great job by the defense to really scratch and claw their way to get that stop. Only gained 2 yards, and it was a defensive effort by the whole team to get that stop.
3rd down has been a death sentence for both clubs. Jive over the middle, and it's deflected away again. Jalen Young with the coverage, and 3rd down for both clubs as of late here, Wade, have not been a friend to either side. And again, it's another 3 and out.
Absolutely, and it's been just a have to forget for both of these offenses. And that time, Jalen Young did a great job, the star cornerback for the San Jose Flight defense, did a great job to force that incompletion and force this 4th down.
Punts on its way from Jack Keener as Marty Hampton tried to get his return started at the 35, angles near side, then cuts back inside, down at the 42. And earlier I did see a post from Tyrone Jones in the comment section that Lexington are starting to run away with it. It was another rushing touchdown for Lexington, and I'd love to get an update from Mr. Jones in on the scoreline of that ball game, but it appears to me at this point in the ball game, Lexington running away with it, this one being the closer of the 2 matchups here on SFL YouTube.
Absolutely. We are being treated with a beautiful game, and so far it has not disappointed.
Shotgun formation to begin the drive here for the Flight on their own 42. Sipe to throw over the middle into coverage, and a couple of the defenders weren't alive to it, but it is knocked down by TJ Frosty.
Absolutely. That looked like it could have been gone either way on that play. Actually 3 ways. Catch, incompletion, and interception, because in that area, there were, 2 defenders and a receiver that it could have turned out much worse.
Light trying to keep up the tempo, again going to the shotgun formation after the incompletion on 1st down. Light again looks over the middle, and a dangerous coverage, and knocking it away was Chase Amherst, and it brings up another 3rd down.
On that play, it looked like Jordan Sipe might have just kind of telegraphed that throw, and the defense was right there ready for it, and just unfortunately they just couldn't get their hands around it and take it the other way, but they got the incompletion, which forces this 3rd down for San Jose's offense.
Quick shout out to Andrew Davis keeping us updated on the Lexington game. Again, that scoreline is still 24-0 with Lexington over Ottawa. Sipe, deep throw near side, and it might have taken a deflection off the defender, and the pass was intended for Logan Strange. But these teams are trading these 3 and outs, and San Jose has to punt it away again.
Absolutely. They've traded in this second half. It's just been 3 and out after 3 and out. And really Aaron Lind has been the busiest person of this second half, as well as Jack Keener.
See how far he can boot this one away. Again, like you said, a pretty busy man here tonight as he gets this one away. Harris gets his return started from the 22, gets up to the 26, and one of these offenses makes something happen. It's been a pretty slow-moving 3rd quarter, Wade.
It has. I mean, we haven't seen much, in way of offense in this second half. It's been more of a story of defenses showing up big and not letting the offenses get any breathing room.
Runners now on the field, looking to change that. 4-3 look for San Jose. Offensive line and linebackers shift to the left and right. Now showing pressure. It's a toss for Wells on the outside, and reading that one rather well was Jeremy Toombs, the outside linebacker. He gets a little help from Buford Reese, the defensive tackle, to bring Wells down in the backfield for a big loss of 5.
That was absolutely a great play by the defense of San Jose. They read that play perfectly, and then they snuffed it out with both the defenders getting the tackle behind the line.
Wide receiver slants to the inside. He uses dump it off to GP Wells on the near side, and he picks up 4 yards of what were lost, so bring up 3rd and 11 from their own 24. Can they convert now is the question.
Yeah, right there. They get it back to nearly the original line of scrimmage, but like you said, can they get this big 1st down? They haven't had much luck in the second half on 3rd down at all.
Corners are about 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. 4 wide receivers on the field here for the River Runners. Jive looking near side, corner route deflected and caught by Israel Adams. They break the streak of unconverted third downs with a spectacular tip drill catch.
Jalen Young got his hands on it, knocked it up, and that's one thing that he will learn as the more he's in this league, that when you knock something up in the air, you have to go for it and knock it down, because he kind of knocked it up and kind of stood there and watched a little bit. Meanwhile, Israel Adams just caught it and made that first down. So that's the most life we've seen from one of these offenses in this second half all day.
The tip drill giveth and taketh away. Give both teams a tip drill spectacular catch here in the ball game. Jive looking over the middle here on first down will find Terrence Weary, and that's a good pickup of 7 yards. And again, thanks to Tyrone Jones, George Murphy hit a 41-yard field goal. Cavalry on the board. The zero is broken. They have a crooked number, but they still trail by 21 late on in that second quarter.
Always good to get some points on the board. You never, ever want to see a goose egg right there next to your team's name.
Now the River Runners trying to put this game away here late on in the third quarter. Dive to steps up in the pocket. He's taken down for sack number 4 of the day for San Jose. Buster Johnson, sack number 2.
He's played a big game today, making stops back there. And hey, second sack of the day. Great job. Now San Jose just continues this long line of great defenses. But so far today, in the second half, their defense has been playing lights out, but so has Memphis's.
They converted on 1 third down of the drive. Can they convert here? Pass over the middle, deflected, and the tip drill goes San Jose's way this time. Bryant James off the tip drill, and the Flight retake the field on offense.
Wow, so there it is. San Jose's offense needed a break, and this might be what it takes to get them back in this ball game. But so far, Memphis's offense in this second half doing themselves no favors and really keeping San Jose in this game is Memphis's offense.
Well, after the interception from Bryant James, here comes Jordan Sipe and company as they try to break their third down duck. If they so get to it, maybe a quick drive would help their chances better. Quick pass over the left side seam is incomplete into what looked to be quadruple coverage, as well as a couple of offensive players in there as well.
Absolutely. A whole bunch of traffic in that area, which forced the incompletion. I thought it could go either way, really, because there were numerous white jerseys as well as blue jerseys over there.
Now in the gun is Jordan Sipe. 3 wide receivers, 2 to his right, 1 to his left. And he's back to pass. Sipe over the middle, wide open, Anthony Delano. And he's down to the 34.
That was a huge play by Anthony Delano right there. They needed that. They needed a first down, and he got it, and much, much more. That puts them safely in opposing territory, and now their offense is cooking with gas. And San Jose, Memphis's defense better not blink, because San Jose's offense could put up some points right here on this drive.
Now in Memphis territory on the 34. Can they punch it in and retie up this football game? Sipe, quick drop pressure coming. He's able to quickly find his man, Logan Strange, on the outside. Good pick of a 9 for the Flight, and they're now at the 25-yard line.
Just another big game by Logan Strange. Every time it seems that San Jose gets a huge gain, I want to say it's Logan Strange, but right there, got it for 9 yards, and now San Jose very much threatening again in Memphis territory. Really, they just need to be able to cap this drive off and finish it.
The run was slap, and he tried to get to the 6, but it's a good ankle tackle from Chase Imhurst, and it remains a 1 yard to go here on third down.
Right there, the backup did a phenomenal job to get that stop. I thought for sure that Josh Slapp would get across that line, but hey, the linebacker for Memphis did a great job to stop him in his tracks.
Tight ends to the right, 2 wide receivers offset, single back in the backfield is Slap, and Slap is taken down in the backfield again.
That time, they just couldn't get it over the line. And it seems like that's happened a few times for San Jose today. They've tried to go for it in the run game on third down, just haven't been able to convert it very many times today.
Trevor Flemings with the solid tackle, and now here comes Simon Wells for his first field goal attempt of the ball game late in the third quarter. Snap, spot, the 43-yarder from the right hash is up and through the uprights and good. San Jose cuts into the lead. It's now 21-17.
Now it's a 4-point ball game versus a 7-point ball game, so very much a whole different ball game for San Jose, where 7 points before gets you that tie, whereas now a touchdown gets you the lead. So very much different ball game to play for San Jose and Memphis as well.
Jose, who have yet to get a lead in this football game, if memory serves me correct. Simon Wells boots it downfield for Kent Harris, and Harris trying to find room on the outside. He's taken down rather quickly there on the outside, and they'll start their drive on their own 26. And the River Runners offense with a couple of tip drills in the last play. One went their favor, one went into the hands of Bryant James.
And I think you nailed it on the head. I want to say that San Jose has been tied today. They just haven't led today. I want to say Memphis has led, either tied or led all day.
Pitch play for GP Wells on the outside. Gets a hole and a nice blocking on the outside. He gets through one tackle and crosses the 50. Big gain on first down for GP Wells.
I want to say that right there was, 32 yards? That was his longest of the day. And my goodness, you see him running on that play. You see blue jerseys just bouncing off him. And then near the end, you see him flying by him because he jukes out of the tackle. Just a phenomenal play by the offense right there of Memphis, and great run by GP Wells. His best of the day, of actually the season right there, of 32 yards.
I believe my player, which I'm an agent for, Mike Ryan, came into the league the same time GP Wells is, and he's made a name for himself here in Memphis, and it's another good pickup. Solid gain of 9 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd and 1 from the San Jose 38.
Really, it seems like GP Wells has gotten kind of a head of steam in this ball game and is really starting to come into his own, maybe a workhorse back there, and really, getting a head of steam and getting harder to tackle as the game goes on.
Go pitch play for GP Wells. He has a hole on the outside again. It's a big old scamper from GP Wells inside the 10 as the clock hits 000 here in the third quarter. An explosive run to end out the third. So get your 4s up in chat and your 86s as well. You're watching the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube, presented by APM Music. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Fourth quarter of action here in San Jose. Their flight are backed up into their own red zone, trying to hold the River Runners offense and get them off the field with maybe only a field goal. GP Wells gets the call, and unlike the previous couple of plays where he's had his way with this defense, they stop him up after a short gain.
Absolutely. It took Walter Reed right there, and I want to say that was Aaron Gooden with the tackle to stop him behind the line. And that was a great job by the defense, but really Memphis's offense has been running roughshod on this drive.
Bunch formation, Jive looks over the middle, and it's incomplete as Aaron Gooden was in on the coverage. Jive was trying to find Corey House, nothing doing, third down.
Gooden did a great job jumping that route. It looked like the receiver might catch it if Aaron Gooden doesn't jump that route and gets the hand on it, the body on it, to knock it down. So heads up play by the young linebacker.
Now the River Runners, 3rd and goal from the 8. They come out, trips near side, Jive under center. GP Wells sidecar in the backfield to the right. Plenty of time for Jive. We'll just dump it off for Wells, who tries to struggle forward, and that's a victory for San Jose in my eyes. They're going to hold the River Runners to a field goal and keep it a touchdown advantage pending this field goal.
Absolutely huge drive for San Jose to get that stop and force this field goal try. You couldn't have asked for much better of a job by San Jose's defense, because they gave up the big yards and ultimately holding them to this try. Excellent job.
Snap spot, kick is up and good, and the bend but don't break defense holds, but that remains points on the board for Memphis. 24-17, your scoreline.
Still very, very winnable game for San Jose. Memphis has done a great job, and in this second half, it's been, kind of back and forth on drives, really 3 and outs, and on those 2 drives back to back for San Jose and Memphis ended in field goals. So really, both these teams playing very similar ball games.
Return for Marty Hampton. He tries to bounce it near side, gets away from a couple of tackles, and is then knocked down at the 31-yard line. And with just under 10 minutes to go, still plenty of time for San Jose, only down by a touchdown. They were able to put 3 points up on the board last time out. Now they need 7.
And one thing that's kind of stood out to me, one thing that just kind of hasn't really worked out for them is running it on 3rd down. If maybe they can switch up a few play calls here and there, I think they're in a much better position and possibly could go on an extended drive.
Slap, tried to get something going up the middle, but the defense closed up shop rather nicely, and they set him down for a loss of 2, led by Roy Vance from his corner spot.
It was a phenomenal job by the defense right there to get the stop and force the 2-yard drop behind the line. So great job to force it to 2nd and 12.
3rd 29, just under 9.5 to go. Slap with the carry, gets much more headway this time around, picks up 5 down to the 33-yard line.
So now, they get the few yards right there, actually about 5 yards right there. So pretty good job by Slap to, picked up the yards that they need. But right here, I want to see them maybe throw it, intermediate pass that, something that can at least pick up over 12 yards or, 11 yards.
Quick shotgun pass to a diving receiver over the middle is incomplete. Anthony Delano wanted that. He might have got tripped over his own buddy there in the wide receiving core as they were running a nice little switch route, but no dice, and the flight will have to punt.
Yes, you said it right there. They had the opportunity, almost got it, and we also have a scoring update for the Lexington game. It looks like Lexington up 24-10. Jatavius Callaway with a 38-yard touchdown catch.
Ottawa starting to creep up into that football game. Tyrone Jones, thank you again, sir. Please keep it coming with all the updates as we conclude our football game here, as that game looks to be heating up and catching fire, as Damon Simeon would say. Return for the River Runners will get them to the 32, and that is where they'll start this drive.
Yes, and so they're going to start in pretty familiar territory. So far, Memphis has started in this area, almost all day, it seems.
Memphis as well last time out, kind of like the San Jose flight, were able to tack on 3 points after marching all the way down the field. Now, need maybe a couple of insurance points, maybe another field goal or touchdown. Opening play of the drive is an out route near side for Terrence Weary. He hauls it in, and that quarterback comparison looks pretty even, I would say.
Absolutely, and both quarterbacks have the same amount of touchdowns as interceptions, and really it's been a story of actually, you know what, now that we mention it, Tyler, San Jose got bailed out by that interception that went the other way, and which would have put them, him 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
Dive to throw. They're going to dump it off for Wells on the far side. He gets his motor going and tries to reach forward for the sticks. They'll mark him shy of the line to gain. He'll bring up 3rd down and maybe the length of a football to go.
Absolutely. It looks like gonna go to the well and try to come up with a play that gets them just a few inches, but really San Jose's defense needs a stop in a big way.
Linebackers show blitz on all sides. They're going to run with Wells. They go to the well, and the well provides a 1st down.
Yep, they got it. You said it. They went to the well and got the first down. They needed just a few inches, picked up a few yards, and now they're even closer on their own 45-yard line. And now Israel Adams looks like 7 receptions for 94 yards, so he's very much kept himself alive in this ballgame.
Getting closer and closer to that 100-yard mark. Last week had over 200 yards. Wells gets the call again, gets a nice block spin move, and Wells is free down to the 20, 15, 10, 5. See you later, sunshine. Touchdown, River Runners, and they've broken it open.
And that was the longest play of this day for GP Wells right there. Before it was 32 yards, but that time way past 50 yards, looked like maybe 55 yards on the run. Great job, spin move on that play to free himself up. And look at that. You want to talk about blockers running with you. Those blockers were pacing him, and that time he got blockers at every level and also used his own moves to free himself, and then was running, and looks like some of those blockers may have been able to just, hold up and spring him for even more a lead out in front of those defenders.
I gotta say, as he's running next to his lineman there, almost looked like he was half the size of his lineman.
Absolutely. I mean, my goodness, on this Memphis line, most of them are 6'8".
Oh, got some big boys up there blocking for Wells, and they provided a nice hole for him to run through on the outside, and it leads to a big lead here for the River Runners. It's 31-17 after the extra point from Trillian Black. And the River Runners now look to be in control with 7:16 left to go. But don't count out the flight just yet. They did make it to a championship game a season.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I was a part of that championship run. And really, it took all phases of the game to get us there. And also, it was some great coaching, some great builds put together by some of this coaching staff. Definitely did a great job in setting us up for success.
Good coaching staff led by Brian Craven, who again isn't called the coach here in the SFL for a reason, because he is one of the smartest men here in the league. And please just trust the process, San Jose. Absolutely. Especially now, down by 14, still putting in time. What kind of coaching has Craven done for Jordan Sipe under center? Now for the first time here in the ball game that I've seen this formation, it's the power eye. Handoff for slap in the middle, picks up 4 to begin the drive.
They've been doing a pretty good job on first down. First down's been picking up 4 or 5 yards per game, but then that second down been kind of letting them down and not been picking up the consistent yards. And then third down, they're kind of in a hole to where they're forced to do some things that maybe they're not so comfortable with. But on this play, we'll see if they can go to that comfort level and get up a first down.
I have to throw plenty of time as he had a man open on the far side, but falling out of bounds as he was catching it was Anthony Delano, and it remains 6 yards to go, but a new down, 3rd to be exact.
It almost seemed on that play, maybe the timing was off a little bit. Anthony Delano was open and was going towards the sideline. Unfortunately, Jordan Sipe just little off, timing and made him go out of bounds.
4 wide receivers. Sipe in the gun with slap to his left. Low snap corralled by Sipe. Pumps once, fires near side to a comeback route, and they'll convert on 3rd down. It's a good grab by Kerry Walters, one of the backup wide receivers, and that moves the chains. First down, San Jose.
I think we've called Gary Walters' name a few times today, and so far it's been in a couple of big spots. He's able to really just come down with the ball. That's all you ask from your backup, is just catch the ball. You will do the rest for you, but did a great job catching it, turning upfield, and picking up a few extra yards after the catch.
Here's my records are wrong, thanks to Yogi Barr and Chad, as Coach Craven isn't coaching San Jose. The reins have been handed to Art Vandelay, another solid coaching prospect for the San Jose flight team, as it'll give to Slap here on the near side. Picks up a couple, maybe 2 yards on the play, but Art Vandelay, let's talk about Art and his guys. If I'm remembering my SFL teams and rosters, him over there in London, if I'm correct, really made a really good run for the playoffs this season.
Absolutely. And also, Art was there when I was in San Jose doing a great job. This whole team does a great job building players and really coming up with a game plan. Like today, been very competitive and right there, no exception, and picking up big yards.
Bono makes a nice grab over the middle, and again, my memory's a little foggy some days, but Art Vanderlei, now I remember, he's over there in Portland as they go 6-6, their best finish in franchise history, a short franchise history seasons, but nonetheless, 6-6 is nothing to scoff at, as the Portland Free are slowly becoming a force, and that Pacific Division has really got rather interesting. San Diego starting to, pick up a few wins. Last season, they weren't able to pick up a single victory. This season, they pick up, I believe, 3 victories. Meanwhile, run up the middle is good for 1 for Slap, 2nd and 9 upcoming. But it's good to see a lot more divisions becoming competitive since we moved to him, Wade.
Absolutely. And, parity is a great thing. It's definitely something that I look forward to every time I call a game. I love that most of these, almost every game I call, there's a few where there's a blowout here and there, but for the most part, it's very competitive and everybody seems to have a pretty good time there. There's a few here and there that having some trouble, but hey, for the most part, these coaches are doing a great job building players. And then we have the best job in the world, Tyler. We get to call this action and see it, from this interesting perspective.
Absolutely. Logan Strange had a baseball slide to try and catch the pass on 2nd down. Now on 3rd, they try and go to him again on the corner route to the outside, but it is in and out of the hands of the defender, which brings up 4th down with 4 and just over a half to go here in regulation.
Absolutely. And this is exactly what San Jose needs. They need to get not what they need, excuse me, sorry. They need to get a 1st down here and keep this drive alive and get another score on the board.
Not in punting territory, but not in field goal territory either. Sipe over the middle, incomplete. And it's a good defensive play from Daniel Goodman, who knocks it away. Turnover on downs. Memphis retakes possession.
And that was a perfect drive defensively by Memphis. They gave up a few yards here and there, but hey, when they needed it in the big clutch position, they got the stop, and now they get the ball right back, and they can try to do their best to maybe kill this clock out. 4:31 left on the clock, so really plenty of time to, if a few things fall here and there, San Jose is very much still in this ball game.
See if they try and milk as much clock as they can. 4 and just over a half to go here in the 4th quarter. Run near side for GP Wells. He'll pick up about 4 on the play up to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 6 now upcoming here for the River Runners.
And also a game update from Lexington. Lexington 24, Ottawa 13 at the end of the 3rd.
George Murphy with a 24-yarder. Again, Tyrone Jones providing the assist for us tonight. Tyrone Jones, I got to get you over on net, man. Thank you for what you've done here in the ball game. I think I've seen you in a couple other ball games. Keep doing what you're doing for us broadcasters. We really do appreciate it. 2nd and 6. Handoff Wells, and this time the flight will soar into the backfield and get those yards back. They'll take it back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 with the clock winding down under 3 minutes.
So San Jose's defense did a great job right there. You said it, flying to the ball carrier and making that stop at the, line of scrimmage, really not letting them get any more yards. And so great job by San Jose's defense, really shown up on this drive. If only they could have got that maybe on that last drive or, a few drives in the second half, might be talking about a different story, but hey, never too late to get some stops.
15 left to go as they snap it. Wells with the carry. He lunges forward, picking up a crucial 1st down and taking more time off of this clock.
Memphis absolutely needed that. They needed to pick up that 1st down. And that time, GP Wells did a great job to do whatever he could to pick it up. And also, you got to mention the line, the big 6'8", 6'6" line of this Memphis River Runners offense, bringing up those holes and setting up GP Wells with that 1st down.
San Jose need a stop in the worst way. New set of downs here for the River Runners as we go under 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. They'll stack 9 men in the box to try and counter the run. Wells up the middle, taken down behind the scrimmage. Line of scrimmage, loss of 1. It's Aaron Gooden with the tackle.
It was a very well-coached play right there for the defense to really bring 9 men in the box where they swarm in there and get back in the backfield and get the stop. So definitely needed it from San Jose's defense, and they showed up when they needed them.
More than likely see this run us to the end of regulation up until the 2-minute warning. Indeed, there's the whistle from R62. 2 minutes left to go. Can the San Jose find a way to get the River Runner offense off the field? Come back and find out. You're watching the SFL Minor League here on YouTube. Second 11 upcoming here for the River Runners. Tyler Falk, Wade Phillips, Cameron Irvine, all with you here to close out this week 2 action. Wells on the toss, near side, gets beyond the first down marker. San Jose call a timeout, but that's another big first down, and GP Wells has become the story of this football game.
He has. I think we just saw it on that little stat pop up that said he had over 181 yards on the ground. So he has been able to really step up his game in the second half and really run roughshod over the San Jose defense. San Jose's defense just hasn't been able to keep up with him. He's just really just too good today.
Again, they're showing him as much respect as they possibly can, stacking 8 men in the box here on this play. Wells is going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. The flight get to him in the backfield for a loss of 3. Well, the fans' coverage of the SFL postseason continues next Sunday, October 24th, with a quarterfinal doubleheader. You'll see Charleston at Florida at 1 p.m. Eastern, followed by top-seeded Baltimore hosting Las Vegas at 3 p.m. Eastern. To find For the Fans channels on your devices, visit ftfnext.com so you don't miss a minute of action. Second and 13, minute 52 left to go here in regulation as Wells gets the call. He tried to make a man miss, but is taken down at the line of scrimmage. And Cameron Irvine, our commissioner, letting us know that at one point Lexington was up 24 at the half. It has shrunk to just 4 points between the two ball clubs, 24-20 with 8 minutes left to go in the half. And that game is also here on SFL YouTube. So after this one, go ahead and check out that ball game. And Tyrone Jones letting us know it was a Cole Vermillion 5-yard reception touchdown, what made it that score line. Dump for GP Wells near side. He can't go further than the line of scrimmage as he's wrapped up by Corey Nichols, but the clock will continue to run, and it will probably get to about 1 minute before Jack Keener punts this one away.
It's a great, what you could almost say as a moral victory right there for the defense to get the stop and force the 4th and 12. I mean, it was a really good job. The defense on the running plays did a great job to really swarm in the box and make the stops behind the line. And that's really something that they almost kind of lacked in the second half a little bit.
San Jose is going to need a good return from Marty Hampton. As Keener's punts away, Hampton, he'll let it fall. It takes a San Jose bounce and then a Memphis bounce, and they're going to down them at the 1. So they'll have the entire length of the football field to try it and catch back up to these River Runners.
Ooh, it's going to be a tall task, but hey, they're most definitely up for it, and they're going to try. Hey, they're only down 2 scores, so you know what could be a 99-yard passing play right here could spring them for a very interesting ball game.
From their own 1. Biggest drive of the young season for San Jose. Out route hauled in by Delano. He turns upfield to the 20 and knocked down to the 21. So it's an excellent play to get 20 yards when you're backed up in your own 1. Good start to the drive. 50 seconds left to go.
Absolutely near picture perfect start to spring in for 20 yards right there. Great job. Now they're not in the shadow of their own end zone anymore and very much have some breathing room to be able to operate.
Now from the 21, got about 79 yards to hit pay dirt. Here late in the fourth quarter, 3 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield, and Sipe is under center. Nickel look from Memphis. Sipe, quick drop, slants pattern. That's caught by Gary Walters. Pick up about 13 yards to the 34. Clock continues to run. Under 40 seconds now. Sipe hikes it and spikes the ball with 37 seconds left to go.
Absolutely need to get a touchdown here, even if just for a moral victory. They need it and they want it, and they're going to try to do it. San Jose's offense has kind of been hit or miss today. They've done some good things, definitely better than last week, but on this drive, they really want to cap off this game with a touchdown.
Corners play press coverage. Watch for a go route that may end up going in San Jose's way. Sipe to throw. Looks near side instead. He hauls it in, but he's right there at the line of scrimmage and stays in bound as Logan Strange. They hurry back to the line. Under 30 seconds now to go. Sipe back to throw again. Pressure coming out route. Delano caught, and it's short. 5 yards of the line to gain, and he stays in bounds. 15 seconds to go. Sipe, this is for the ball game. 10 seconds to go. Still no spike. Sipe to throw. Fires near side. That's caught by Strange, and he runs out of bounds with 5 seconds to go, but that might be too little, too late.
I think you're right. I mean, 5 seconds is some time, but I don't know if it's enough to get 2 touchdowns. I don't see it happening, but hey, San Jose's offense and just team in general has done a great job today. Memphis done an excellent job getting this victory, and now they're just going to go to this Hail Mary offense.
This is for pride, and maybe to get that point differential closer. Deep shot down the field. That's hauled in for an interception for Memphis, and that will conclude matters here in San Jose. River Runners 31, San Jose 17, and it's my alma mater that takes it to your alma mater there, Wade Phillips. And it was a good game to be had, to be sure.
Absolutely. You look at that time of possession, 22 minutes for San Jose to 20 minutes for Memphis. So it really wasn't the amount of possessions that San Jose had. It was what they could ultimately do with it. A few turnovers here got them on their back foot and got Memphis ahead in the ball game. But really, San Jose's defense kept them in the ball game by getting stop after stop and getting third down, 3 and outs. But ultimately, Memphis's offense and GP Wells was just heads above what San Jose's defense could really contend with, because GP Wells in that second half, the blockers opened up every hole that was available, and he was running through them, running the outside, running the inside, and just tearing them up.
That little pitch play there, they ran that a couple of times. That worked wonders for GP Wells. And again, those runs to the outside, as you can see, his nice long touchdown run here was spectacular. And the Memphis River Runners, again, it has to be said, even for San Jose, both offenses look much improved from a week ago. Both teams should be happy with the development of these young players. But it has to be said, the River Runners just had a little bit extra this time.
They did. They just had that little bit more firepower to them, and were able to get this victory. But both of these teams, like you said, way better efforts this week than last week, where they were kind of flat, and it was just that early week jitters.
Player of the game is none other than GP Wells. 21 attempts, 192 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the halfback. And the Memphis River Runners will get their first win on the season here against San Jose as they fall to 0-2. For Wade Phillips and Cameron Irvine, I'm Tyler Falk. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. We'll see you for quarterfinal action later this weekend. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Great job, everybody.